en clave de política monetaria, pero también tenemos que seguir vigilando detenidamente qué es lo que está ocurriendo en el entorno cripto. Y es que cada día seguimos conociendo nuevas noticias sobre el avance de la crisis de FTX y cómo sigue lastrando también las perspectivas de muchos inversores en el actual panorama. Y vamos a analizar a continuación cuál es el escenario más posible. Vamos a Eric Schiffer, es Chairman en Patriarch Organization. Eric, good afternoon from Spain. Thank you so much for having us a few minutes.
Good afternoon. Nice to be with you.
Eric, we continue to see a lot of volatility in the crypto market, and we wonder if we can expect more falls in the coming weeks. Mark Movius sees Bitcoin at $10,000. Do you see it possible?
Yeah, I think it is possible. You're going to see tremendous further volatility because I think that there are a lot of people that, and certainly institutional investors and larger investors that didn't expect things to get as bad as they are. And not everyone knows what the full level of risks really are today in terms of where, who has further exposure and what the real bottom is. And I think you contrast that with the fact that the public markets still have a lot more to fall, largely because certainly the recession in the United States has not been fully baked in. The Fed is not slowing down, and crypto has correlated to the certainly NASDAQ and US markets closer than almost any market. So I expect that there's a lot more pain ahead. But there's also ultimately an intrinsic bottom, and there's no lack of enthusiasm amongst those that are going to hang on to the various cryptocurrencies that people have already invested in. So I do think that you'll see a bottom sometime around May, June time period, and that could be as low as 10,000. Yes. Somewhere in that range, but then it could also be a really good, interesting opportunity for those that are interested in investing, because as we've seen before, there's been many crypto winters and they've turned, and investors have done quite well.
So after all this volatility and after the FTX crisis, is it a good time to start investing in crypto?
I think I'd wait. I think that we haven't seen the bottom, but it could be a good time. As we get closer to the summer of next year, and the markets, the public markets, have fully baked in a U.S. recession. The Fed may be getting close to finally pivoting, and the crypto market should track with that, and also have fully exposed where all of the counterparty liabilities and other risks are in terms of further investment groups that may have been hurt by FTX.
Where could be the bottom? Where could the bottom be?
I think you could see a bottom probably somewhere in the 10 to 12,000 on the Bitcoin level sometime in May, June of next year. Or even earlier, but I think that's about as low as you're going to see it go. I don't see it going sub 10,000.
Other crypto are you looking at in this moment?
Well, look, there's various forms of crypto. I mean, I tend to like Ethereum because I think it has a lot of practical applications, but I wouldn't touch it in terms of investing now. I mean, I think if you've got a position, you want to hold on to the position. I don't think it's a time to liquidate. But it's not certainly an entry point when we don't know the full risks of FTX, and also the fact that we're heading into a macro, I think, further compression of the markets, because the recession, certainly in the U.S., is just beginning, and the Fed is very strong in terms of not wanting to, have a recurrence of inflation, and so they're aggressively sticking with this mantra of ongoing rate increases, albeit it may be a little bit slower in the pace, but they're not going to back off. And I think a lot of investors have been hoping for them to back up, but I don't see that occurring. at least in the short run.
And how long can this crypto winter last? When can we say it's over?
I think you're going to see it be over when the public markets start to anticipate a economic revival, meaning that we're kind of past, we can see past what would be a recessionary cycle. And that's probably going to be summertime when people start looking out and saying, hey, Q4 '03, maybe Q1 2024 might begin to start growing, at least in the United States. And so I think that we're probably looking at that time period, given the correlations that the NASDAQ and the public markets have had over the last year and a half with crypto.
Eric Schiffer, thank you so much. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you. Nice to be with you. Appreciate it.
Pues nosotros nos quedamos con